everybody! How's it going, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy, the legendary Hadou, and this is a Drifter anime review. Blood, gore, violence, and profanity. This and more coming at you next. So Drifter Season 1 has 12 episodes. It was licensed by Funimation. It was directed by Kenichi Suzuki, and each episode is roughly around 23 minutes. The summary of the series goes a little something like this. In the land of the rising sun, there is a battle at Sakagahara in the year 1600. We follow our protagonist, Toihisa, as a rear guard for his clan, where he will be critically wounded and fade between life and death. Suddenly, Toihisa will find himself in a mysterious white hallway with an unknown man sitting at a desk. This mysterious man will send Toihisa to an alternate dimension far different than his own country. The mysterious dimension is colonized by many different organisms as well as warriors from many different eras who are believed to be deceased. Our protagonist Toihisa will befriend the warlord Nobunaga and the archer Yoichi. After making some quick friends, Toihisa will learn that he is a drifter and he has been summoned to this world to fight against the Ends, people who wants to wipe out the human race and to create an empire. As the Ends increase in their power, so does the empire. Toihisa and his group must team up with heroes from other eras and the creatures of this land to fight against the Ends and to save the people of this strange dimension. So there's two main characters I want to focus on in this series, and the first character is Toihisa. Now I really like Toihisa. He's the protagonist of the series, and he seems to have this ability that can make anyone motivated to run into battle. But it's not really more of an ability, it's more of how he speaks. He can rally anyone. When you see something like the elves that's weak and pathetic, he comes in and he makes a speech and he gets them all riled up to ready to go to war. That's what I like about Toihisa. Not just that, he does not fear death, and because of that, he brings fear to his opponents. He runs into battle, don't care about his own life, just slaughtering people left and right. Now, if there's one character that I like over Toihisa, my favorite character in the series, I'm gonna have to say is Nobunaga. Yes, the warlord Nobunaga, the infamous Nobunaga. I really like this character because, to me personally, he seems very intelligent, and not just that, he seems like he has an alternate motive. I mean, he's actually helping Toihisa. He's helping, he sets Toihisa up to be the leader of the group, but he seems like he's the brains of the group, and he's always plotting. I love when he walks up and he's getting ready to go against an enemy, he lets them know that your body is going to be used for gunpowder. I love that. Now, there's many different characters in this series, and they really don't get enough airtime, unfortunately. There are quite a few other characters in the series that we really don't know anything about because we just seen like a picture or they're walking around or maybe just them been in the credits. Now, one thing I want to focus on now, the art style and the shadows and the glowing eyes. That's what I want to focus on next because I love how they did this. I mean, the art style here is incredible. What really got me up on this anime is because it looks really similar to Hellsing, and once I looked into it, a lot of people who worked on Hellsing worked on Drifters, and it has this really interesting art style where you can see the details in the eyes, how they use their shadowing. I love that because you have these characters with their faces all blacked out and all you can see is like the glowing eyes and the smiling teeth. I love that because you can look at these characters and you can see that this character might be evil, this character might be plotting, or this character might be really intelligent. I like when they're moving around and you see their eyes glowing and leaving a trail of light following them. You can see some characters whose eyes glows really bright, and it kind of shows that these characters have a lot of hate or power inside of them. So I really like that. The next thing I want to talk about is the story. I really like the idea of having all these warriors from different eras coming together in this one dimension, fighting together and trying to fight against this ultimate evil, the Ends. That's really interesting because you have people from like ancient Japan, then you have people from like Germany, then you have people from Western countries, all together, and what that brings is different cultures, techniques, but the most is different technology. And I really like that because when you look at ancient Japan, the best they had was like the mustards. You know, you had to put the gunpowder in, you had to shove it in, you had to put the little ball in. So that was really, really big for them. So while you in Drifters and entering this ultimate dimension, you know, you see people from like the Western countries in the future who has a handgun that can shoot multiple shots, but don't have to pour gunpowder down their gun. So you have someone like Nobunaga that's like, oh my goodness, you know, that's incredible. You can shoot multiple shots. Then you have a part where a person pulls out a Gatling gun and just lay waste to any enemies there, and Nobunaga's his mind is just blown. He's like, whoa, what is that? So that's one thing I do like. But not just that, I like the techniques, because this anime here was the first time I ever seen someone do things like use feces in war. I mean, they was using their feces to coat the arrows. They poison water, so if someone got shot with an arrow, a shit arrow, they couldn't like wash it out and sanitize themselves. This was incredible. Not just that, you had Nobunaga that was using people's bodies for gunpowder. That to me personally is insane. He was like a chemist, and that's one thing I really like about that. So the storyline I really feel like is solid and very, very interesting, and I really love it for that. Now what I want to focus on is the pros and cons. The pros of the series is just incredible. I mean, great storyline, great characters, great action, bloodshed, very violent, a lot of profanity. The details of these characters is really, really interesting. If I can come up with some cons, oh man, there's not a lot of cons I can think of right off top. I will say that perhaps because there's so many other characters, we really don't get a lot of backstory from them. Now, yes, there's some characters that you don't care about, you don't want backstory from, and there's some characters you are kind of interested in. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You want some information about them, but you don't want to go off into like a side arc and learn a whole bunch of random information on some of these characters. And if I had to really pick, because it's not really a con itself, because you really kind of focus on the three main characters. You kind of want to know a little bit about some of the side characters, but you don't want to go too deeply in it. So it's not really a con, it's just something to complain about. If I can truly pick a con, I would have to say there wasn't enough boobs and fan service in the show. I understand that this anime wasn't all about big tits running around. You had like one girl in the series that was pretty attractive, maybe two girls that was pretty attractive in the series, and her name was Armanu. She is a spellcaster or a magician or something of that nature. I really kind of like her. She is to kind of like the relief of the series. She is kind of like the fan service of the series. I like her interaction with Nobunaga, because Nobunaga calls her tits, and he just kind of pisses her off. But she's pretty cool, but I was hoping that we can get a little bit more fan service. I was hoping that they were going to use her a little bit more, but I mean, it's not really a con. It's just me kind of complaining like, man, I was hoping a little more tits. But overall, this series was just incredible. I mean, bloodshed, great story, violence. I mean, if you like Hellsing, you like the blood, gore, and profanity, you're definitely going to like this anime. And not just that, it had a little bit of comedy in it also. So in certain areas, it's really dark and this scary. Then other areas, you're sitting back and you're just laughing and just having fun. This anime here was extremely awesome. I would definitely recommend it. But that's all I have for today. Please rate, subscribe, comment, and share. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching. Matane.